Just want
That your beat it if it's
Who's back? Ah, this is the song I've been waiting to play for y'all by the last celebrity I've actually seen since I moved back from the West Coast. Sir Jacquees, whose birthday is April 15th. He's an Aries, but I got the 15th in my birthday too. This is my part. I wanted to sing it. 'Cause I got some questions I need to know. I'm impressed, but I'm interested. Some of y'all ain't impressed, but y'all interested in astrology. So who are you? Getting to know you too. Getting to know yourself. We're still in Aries season. It's all about you and your ego. You know? A little selfish, but basically self-caring yourself. Always. Motivating yourself. And there's so many others we're going to discuss actually today. There's so many planets in Aries, and while the chart is looking great in the area of the room where the chart is, I wanted to sit here and work on the root chakra, the foot chakra, because that's what Aries has to deal with, starting from the root. And we're going to talk about that and all the generational planets too, two of them, Pluto and Neptune, and how they're making a significant transit in Aries season. How Mercury just moved into Aries. Venus is in Aries. The moon will be in Aries in the end of this week coming up. We have Chiron in Aries, continuously healing from the root, from the first decan. And those nodes, we're going to talk about it all. Thank you for tuning in to TMZ and Addicted Astrology. Addicted to astrology. Peace. First and foremost, shout out to my Aries moon daughter who did my traditional sew-in tonight. So I don't have to keep wearing that naturally beautiful style. It's just a lot to manage. All right, but we are here today to talk about a little but a lot, okay? Not gonna go long today, but we are talking about the deepest and the most furthest out planets, Pluto and Neptune, and how they are most important to our collective. And how Pluto is still in Capricorn. It's been there since 2008. And any Cap energy, minus the Capricorn moon, it is currently the Capricorn moon. And we are 2 moons away from the Aries new moon coming up on the 12th, next Monday. So it is currently 11:53 on April the 4th, Sunday night, and we're moving into Monday. And Monday, the moon will go into Aquarius. Wednesday, it'll go into Pisces. And by Friday and the entire weekend, it'll be in Aries. So get ready for a powerful weekend. Anyway, coming back out of Aries, because we can talk about Aries for another week, but today we are in here talking about Pluto and Neptune. Pluto rules Scorpio, but it is currently in Capricorn, which is a compatible sign. So we're going to talk about that transit too. But because you have to talk about where the planet rules, which is it rules Scorpio, and the current sign it's in, which is currently Capricorn. So Pluto, being the furthest out planet, having the deepest, darkest secrets and things going on, it's not only about that, it's about your soul growth, your potential power, how you were evolutionarily, is that a word? Changing. Pluto is when you take your fear and you transform it. Pluto is permanently shifting this whole collective right now's energy and path in the Capricorn way for the collective, but initially for yourself, okay? We all come from different generations. My Pluto generation is Libra, which is also considered Generation X when it ties into Neptune, the planet that is ran by Pisces. And we're going to go into that later. I'm not going to talk too much about that because I want to stick to Pluto for a second. But in April, currently around this week now, it moves to 26 degrees. I believe it already is in 26 degrees. Let me check out my backup phone. Before it retrogrades in June, because you know all the planets go through retrograde. So Pluto will be retrograding again in June, which means it'll be going backwards. It is currently again in Capricorn, so Pluto moves so slow that it's not going to like go into another sign like some inner planets do, because it's an outer planet and it moves so slow. Pluto is actually just going to go back a couple of degrees until it goes direct again after the summer. So currently, I'm in the wrong app, y'all, forgive me. Currently, Pluto is in Capricorn at 26 degrees, if you all can see that. Okay, I use the Time Passage app if you need to look yourself. But here we're looking at anything in the cardinal signs, Capricorn, Cancer, Aries, or Libra, that has a 26 degree mark. That could be your houses, that can be your planet placements, okay, on your birth chart. Again, I do birth charts. They are currently at $40 for me writing out your birth chart, which is what you really want to refer to for the rest of your time on Earth here, because all the energies that happen at your birth chart time, when at the time you were born, the date, time, place you were born, has to do with all the energies going on now. So I do the forecast here on YouTube, as well as connecting it to your birth chart for $40. For $20 for half of that, I'll just talk about it with you. All right. I'm working on actually moving into writing a curriculum for the homeschooling that's becoming popular. And we're studying new sciences, not new sciences, but putting them in schools, in the current school curriculum. So look out for my astrology curriculum coming soon. All right, so again, Pluto is currently in 26 degrees, and this is a new territory because Pluto moves again so slow. It will move out of Capricorn, I believe, in 2025, and we are in the final decan, but it was retrograde last year, and it never got up to the 26 degree mark. So in its long transit since, again, 2008. So where it looks like it's going to switch, it's actually going backwards, taking it again to past times it's already been, but right now we're getting the preview. So not only that, 26 degrees is a critical degree for all cardinal signs. Again, cardinal signs are Cancer, Capricorn, Libra, and Aries. So if you have 26 degrees on your chart in any of those signs, or if you have 26 degrees also in earth signs, because Capricorn is an earth sign, so that is Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, or even water signs when it's connecting to Neptune, but we'll go into that when we get to Neptune. This means this is where you intensely need to direct your attention into structuring a new plan, because Capricorn has to deal with structure, and there's a lot of restructuring going on this planet currently right now. If you're not noticing, it is intense, and we're going to get even more intense because we're in the 26th degree, and this is new territory for Pluto in Capricorn. It's new territory to us, to most of civilization now, all of civilization, because nobody's 300 years old, because the last time this happened, or 200 something years old, because the last time this happened was around 1774. And here's to all my truthers. The last time that Pluto was in Capricorn in this intense 26-degree mark for a cardinal sign was in 1774 to 1777. Again, 1774 to 1777. So all my truthers out there, what does that tell you? Anybody know about 1776? Ma'am, that was for those historians out there, because I used to be a history teacher as well. This is when the American Revolution happened. Hello. This is like the ram finally meeting the goat. This is the root chakra finally meeting the, I think Capricorn represents like throat, or it's towards the end, so it's got to be somewhere between the throat and the third eye. But these are important things right now. Your third eye is to open up what you haven't been saying, lifting the veil, awakening. Your throat is saying what needs to be said, getting the information out, taking the information in, speaking on it. The root is where all these things started from. Again, nobody was born in the last time Pluto was in Capricorn in 26 degrees. So nobody knows the root of where this started from until now, unless you study astrology like me. Since then, we've been in a different kind of era, and now we're moving out into another one. Moving on. Capricorn represents strategy, being strategic, structuring, hardworking. It also actually represents contracts and compromises, commitments as well. And this is like your soul contract happening, okay? Again, in Pluto, it has to do what Pluto does in a Capricorn way. Pluto is the planet of transformation. This is a new degree. It hasn't been in 200 something years. Therefore, it's transforming the Capricorn way. It's transforming the way we are strategizing our energy, structuring our energy, structuring ourselves. The way we are working, is it too hard, or is it something else we need to transform? Okay, this is the contracts we are signing, even our soul contract, meaning what are we basically wanting or stepping into our power to transform about ourselves. In Aries season, it has to do with self, with all the planets that have to do with so many things that are our inner planet meaning the individual change in Aries right now. We'll get to that maybe in a couple of days when I'm going to do some more on Aries. But right now, we have to concentrate on Pluto and Neptune. The placement examples that I can give you, again, look at your placements anywhere in the 26 degrees, even like 25 after 30 minutes. If it says 25 with 30 minutes or higher, that's close to. But also, Capricorn represents your midhaven. I don't know if you all have heard of midhaven in astrology. This is how you're seen in the public eye. Every celebrity, if you go and look up celebrities' birth charts, they concentrate on the midheaven because it's the way they are perceived in the public eye. Capricorn also has to do with your reputation and your power. Pluto has to do with your power. So that's the Scorpio and Capricorn way. Powerful, strong, hardworking, magnetic energies, both of them, earth and water. So some examples, my daughter Milan, who is a Taurus sun, Gemini ascendant, Aries moon. She has on her birth chart the 26th degree in her houses, in the Pisces and Virgo house, the 12th and the 6th. I definitely see that transforming piece. I see the lower energies in her planets that she has in the 12th house. She has Saturn there. She has the sun there. I know she also has Mercury there. So the one I like to concentrate on is the Mercury one because she tended to lie. And now she's taking more responsibility. That's just one example. My son, DJ, is 26 degrees in Venus. He also is a cardinal sign. He's a Libra sun, moon, Venus, and Mercury. So DJ is 26 degrees in Venus. He's about 25 degrees and 32 minutes in the moon, the Libra moon he has, the Libra and Venus, 26 degrees, as well as 26 degrees of his midhaven. And his midhaven is in Capricorn. My son, in the smack in the middle of his teenage years, and he also has it in his 10th house too, which is his midhaven, the way he's publicly seen, in his 4th house, the house of domestic issues. So my son, being a Libra, he has to balance out the energies between me and his dad, who still don't have a good relationship with co-parenting him. And I see that he is doing a better job of trying to balance our energies, not getting in the middle of us, bringing us together so that we can talk to each other and not go through him. But that's just the examples I gave you in my own household. All right. Here's when it gets even more exciting. All right. Last year, when Jupiter and Saturn were in 26 degrees of Capricorn, so I left Pluto and Neptune alone for a second. I'm coming back into the personal planets. Because in 2020, Jupiter and Saturn, the great conjunctioning, the father and the sun planets, were in Capricorn, and now they're in Aquarius when we enter the age of Aquarius during the great conjunction on December 21st, 2020. Last year, when they went through this 26 degree in Capricorn, it's actually preparing you for now. So here are the dates, and I'm going to tie you in another example, and you can go think back to what you were doing last year when these two, father and grandfather, Saturn being the planet that rules Capricorn and Jupiter being the son of Saturn. The dates are February 2020. Saturn was in 26 degrees and then it went retrograde. August 2020 and October and November of 2020 were the times when Saturn and Jupiter both were around the 26 degree. And Jupiter also went retrograde around the same time Saturn did. They were neck and neck, and they're still neck and neck. They traveled together. They're the closest ones until you get to the outer planets. They're the last two of the inner planets. For me, this is what happened. And this is not bad, y'all. This is exciting, okay? So get excited. All right. And we're almost done with Pluto, and then we're going to get to Neptune. We're talking about this 26 degree in Pluto currently and how Jupiter and Saturn set us up for this because they were in Capricorn last year, and now Pluto is in Capricorn still. For me, in February 2020, I was hired by the federal government. Then COVID hit. I had just got home from Los Angeles and Vegas, being over there for almost 2 years. Got a job that was not something that a person of my credentials should have had it. And it was just reminding me that I don't want to work anymore. I told myself then, once I got the job in February, to start working for the census in March, that I was going to only work this federal government job and then make enough money to start my own business. I was not working any more jobs. Okay? You speak things into existence. Don't be upset if it takes a whole tornado to get to the existence that you had spoken to. So, COVID hit right after I got the job, right? Everybody knows that. Was totally figuring things out on how to make money. Got into astrology and birth chart reading. Took me on a whirlwind of meeting people, soul groups, all that kind of stuff. Then, after things died down and the census still had to be done, August 2020 is when I got my first check from the census because I started working at the end of July. The census is temporary. By the middle of November, right after my birthday, was my last day with the census. October, November. Even after I made a good chunk of change for the federal government as a supervisor for the census. My birthday was in November. Got the last check right after my birthday. Checks were huge. Then came my 2020 refund, 2019 refund for 2020. Then came the STEMIs, the first and second. It was just like consistent blessings. And not to make this all about money, but everything is about money until we can feel more secure. And that has to do with the node switching in January of 2022 to Taurus and Scorpio. Taurus North Node, Scorpio South Node. We will finally find some security in our money issues. That is my main prayer, to not have financial worries anymore. So I did have none. I had none in those time periods when other people did, but I spoke this kind of energy into the universe, as I'm sure many of you did. Think back to that. Think back to those dates: February 2020, August 2020, and October 2020 to November 2020. What were you doing? Setting you up for right now. All right. All right, it's 12:12. Shane, I'm not going to do like a little, well, I am. This is not a plug for anybody because I don't want to tell you exactly, but you can get essential oils from many places: Amazon, health food stores, things of that nature. But this is frankincense. So I take it and put it on my pressure points and rub it there. Lightens my mood. Rub it on my hands. Puts you in a different perspective. Because Neptune is all about perspective, y'all, okay? Pisces, perspectives. Neptune is in Pisces. The thing I share with my little Cancer child is that she was born at the 0 degree mark of Neptune moving into Pisces. I was born at the 0 degree mark of the North nodes changing from Scorpio North node and Taurus South node into Libra North node and Aries South node. So we share that 0 degree mark. We're not talking about 0 degrees right now because Neptune is definitely not in 0 degrees. It was at 0 degrees back in July of 2012. Now, and 2012 was a big year too. We'll have to discuss that too on another episode. But now Neptune is at 22 degrees. And this is a new energy for Neptune and Pisces. I don't know the last time Neptune and Pisces is in. Neptune is a little bit faster than Pluto. So it's probably about around 200 years ago this was in. Got to think about what was going on back then when I get the exact date. But the importance of these two outer planets, the furthest two planets, one being in Pisces, a water sign, and the other one being in Capricorn, an earth sign, creates a trine, meaning that this is harmonious, mutual, compatible energy, quick energy as well, coming through for us right now. And because it's in these slower planets, it will be with us for a while, okay, this trine. So it'll remain in 22 degrees for April, most of April. In May, Neptune will move into, May and June, it will move into 23 degrees. But Pluto is sextiling Neptune. And Neptune is like a wide spectrum of heavy energy. I was talking to a friend about Pisces and Neptune and 12th house energy. So it's like the furthest extremes. Lower energy, you know, Pisces the fish, there's one fish swimming low and there's another one swimming high. The lower energy is the escapism, the deceit, the lies, the putting these secrets off and not coming back to handle them. Then the higher level is like the godlike, the I am higher than thou. I am God. I'm very spiritual. I'm this, I'm that. I don't. Well, I mean, if you are in a higher position, you are in a good position. So I'm not talking down like I'm too bougie to be that high. I want to get to that part. And it's fine to think that you are in a godly position because you definitely want to elevate. So this is more like the water energy and the earth energy are flowing and grounding. So this is like relax and let go and trust the path, because these are 2 new degrees that these planets have not seen in over 2 centuries. And this is like the saying that we truthers say a lot. Not everybody's on the same path. Not everybody's meant for the path that we're on. Everybody reaches the path at different times. Some don't want to wake up because Pisces, Neptune represents your sleep, your dreams. Some people don't want to wake up. Some people do not want their sleep disturbed. And we have to understand that. And Pisces has to do with unconditional love. Another higher level is intuition. Those of us who are on this path of spirituality, our intuition has to tell us when we see that there's somebody that's not ready for this path. When we see that their lower energies are not ready to lift, to elevate yet. This can even be the opposition sign, the Virgo energy, the judgment, the lower Virgo energy, the judgment, the OCD, sometimes the perfection, things have to be perfect with them or with others. And the higher Virgo, and giving service, catering to others, not catering to yourself. Those are the lower Virgo. The higher Virgo is catering to others as well as catering to yourself first. So you can cater to others. It's not judging yourself and being easy on yourself and taking more care of your mental health and your physical health. So tying that into its opposition sign back at Pisces, okay? This actually has to do with the opposition signs in both in both energies, because this is what opposition means. It's like they both, it's the polarity, the balance of the 2 signs that have the same characteristics that can help each other out or lower each other at the same time. So it definitely takes balance. And this is more like it's time to not only spiritually elevate, this is time to also spiritually detach, okay? Because this is a new era, new degree, a new energy. We definitely have evolved since 200 something years ago, 2 centuries ago. So this is definitely new. And it's not like it's not going to happen. This is challenging energy, and we can see it in the things that are going on in this world. And it's chaotic. Remember, Pisces represents chaos. But something always comes out after Pisces has gone through all the signs and gone through everything. Something chaotic brings something beautiful at the end as well. Especially when you start from the beginning, when you start from the root. So again, this energy is a challenge, but it's worth it. This is like divine feminine and masculine energy. This is divine timing. This is the right time to end these chaotic cycles of our lives that have just been tormenting us, especially the last decade. It is definitely time to lift up. It is nowhere near where we can go back to anything we've known in the past. How could that be? Think to yourself. I love to say question everything. Question everything. How can we go back to anything before last Aries season? All right, so Neptune in Pisces, Virgo opposition. The last time Neptune was in Virgo, its opposition sign, was in 1929 to 1942. So these are the generations. I don't know what that generation is called. That's before the baby boomers. That's actually around my grandmother's time when she was like 20s and 30s. So this had to do with health, service to others. I know that my grandfather did not have the best health. He died as an I don't want to say an alcoholic. I didn't even know him. He died when my mother was a teenager or like early 20s, but he died from something that has to do with alcoholism. So it was not good health back in when Neptune was in Virgo in the 1920s to the 1940s and the late 1920s to the early 1940s. So, and then back then, service to others meant going to war and the women servicing the families while the men were at war or while the men were at work. And that in itself doesn't sound very exciting, you know? So while we're in the opposition sign, we're trying to break and detach from the last time Neptune was in the opposition sign of where it is in now. We're breaking and detaching away from that because 200 years ago, we've detached from everything already once, you know? So this is this first time it takes like over almost 300 years for Neptune and Pluto to go through their cycle of all the signs. So April's going to kick it off for the next 2 years because we have we have Pluto and Neptune in these signs for like the next 2 to 3 years. And this energy is going to kick off these new energies coming in because of these new degrees that we've never been in. This is going to shift our priorities. This is going to shift us knowing why we're here, our elevation, our activation of our powers, our awareness, our third eye, our spirituality. And then yesterday was 4-3-2-1. Today is actually 4-4. So it's a portal day as well. 21. So this is like the countdown to the new. This is like opening up. The countdown to the new was yesterday. And now it's opening up to this new era. Not only that, again, the moon is in Capricorn. So we're talking about these Capricorn energies. In 4 more days, it's going to be in Pisces. You know, we're talking about these Pisces energies. And then Mercury enters Aries after every time a planet goes through Pisces. Venus just left Pisces. The sun just left Pisces. The moon was in Pisces, of course. It goes through all the signs. This is like Pisces detaching from all the things that it just went through in all the planets. And Pisces, again, has every sign in it. So with Mercury being the planet of communication, it's starting a new cycle of information, of knowledge, of ways to communicate. It's already been through all the ways of 2020. We're not doing that anymore. Okay, on top of all the other planets and their placements. So Mercury's been through a lot. I wouldn't say it's comfortable, exalted in Aries, but it's ready to start anew. Okay, Mercury has been carrying the old cycles and it knows how to detach. It is rules Gemini. And we're going to get into that real quick and then we'll be done because this is a little bit longer than I thought I was going to say. But Mercury is ruled by Gemini. And Gemini is a mutable sign that knows how to adapt. Okay? And it knows how to adapt to the old cycle, learn from it. If you don't learn from it, that's what Mercury retrograde is about. Learning the lessons over until that's why Mercury retrograde happens 3 or 4 times a year, because it keeps happening until you learn the lesson from the past cycle. So Aries gets things moving. It's the first sign. It's the leadership sign. It's the motivation sign. It's when the new year really happens because everything is springing. The weather's getting better. It's getting warmer. That's that spark of energy, that fire sign. It's that power. It's energizing. Mars is in Gemini. And Mercury's in Aries. And we're going to go into that. That's a sextile, okay, because they're both air signs. We're going to go into that very soon. But it's like friends at each other's houses when they're not home. Like, hey, friend, I'm going to be in LA. Can I stay at your house? Yeah, but I'm going to be in DC. So can I stay at your house? That's what it's like. Things are getting moving, y'all. This is ready, set, go time. This is divine timing. It's time to be happy. It may look chaotic, but we're at the end of the movie. And I want to stop right there. I am TMZ, teaching everyone abundantly, empowering many. Zakia, enlightening every day. This is Addicted to Astrology. I'm actually going to do some new things with Addicted to Astrology once again, because Taurus season is when Addicted to Astrology started. So we're approaching the 1-year anniversary, y'all. So I'm going to get it popping for us. Y'all have a wonderful week. I will be back soon so we can talk more about Aries season before it ends. So we can talk about this Aries new moon coming up and we can get things popping.